Good evening. How's everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. Love you big time. Who did I see up here first? It was Faye, Scorpio One, Deep, and Marcel's Vet. Good evening to you all. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Melissa, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome. Sandy Miller, thank you as well for tuning in. I hope and trust that everybody has had a good day. Uh, my help, my good friend, Hot Pink, love you big time. Thank you so much for keeping law and order. Gratefully appreciate you. There's Brenda B. is in the house. Good evening to you. See Louise Raw. Good evening to you. Welcome. There are several things we're going to discuss tonight. Linda Duncan says, "You're on the money tonight. New World Order." That's it. That's it. Uh, Earlier today, well, probably about maybe 2 hours ago, I guess, I was on the phone with my baby brother, Tim, and his wife, Mika. And that's exactly what we were discussing, the New World Order. So we're going to dabble in that uh, tonight. We're not going to go too deep tonight. I've been trying to put some things together all day for someone very special, and we'll tell you about her story tomorrow night. Jeanette, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Um, Godson, good evening to you. Thank you. Love you big time. Um, you all heard me say this probably uh, a thousand or more times. Uh, During slavery, I understood, didn't make it right, but I understood why black female slaves would kill their babies immediately after they were born. They would kill them because I understand it and you understand it. Doesn't make it right, but I still understand if that makes any sense. It's like an oxymoron. It's right and it's wrong. Monica Thomas, good evening to you. Thank you for being on the live feed tonight. So again, I understood that, but today, the year's 2020, laws have changed for women who have given birth to a child that, for whatever reason, they don't like. Or maybe they like the child, they love the child, but there are some mental issues going on upstairs, depressed, breakdowns, finances. Yet some of these women still take out their frustration on their children. Um, and and it's earthly awful. It's diabolical, senseless. I have absolutely no pity for them. Because, as I said earlier, laws have changed. They have made it somewhat easy for the female to take the child that they cannot take care of or they don't want to a safe location. No questions asked. We can't keep buying the guilty by insanity. As long as we keep accepting that, more and more children will meet stranger danger in the homes where they should feel safe, where their head meets pillow, is where no harm should ever come to them. But some parents have now become the stranger danger that they should be teaching their children about. Many kids are dying every day at the hands of their biological parents. And laws need to be changed to increase sentencing for these individuals. We can't keep letting them study psychology, sociology, and reading books on how to be successful at pleading guilty by insanity when you go to court. They know the signs, they know the symptoms, they know what they have to do, how they should look, the things they should say, and a lot of times the system buys it and they get off. They get off. And each time we do that, Lauren, good evening to you. Each time we do that, we tell the next mother, you can do it too, and you can get away with it. Just play crazy. You're depressed. Your funds are low. It's happening every day. J. Rock, what's happening? I'm good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Grand Jess from California, good evening. Cameron Cook, good evening to you as well. And Lauren Simon, good evening to you. And I'm bringing this up, of course, for a reason. Another baby has been killed at the hands of the individual who should have been protecting the child, loving the child. The child should have been safe in the mother's arms. Happened in Longview, Texas. The woman has been charged with capital murder after an infant was found unresponsive at her home and later died at the hospital. According to Longview police, at about 6:57 a.m. Tuesday, they responded to an unknown problem in the 300 block of South Eastman Road. Police said they made contact with a woman who led them to a resident located in the 700 block of Ethel Street. It is there police located an infant that was unresponsive. The Longview Fire Department transported the infant to a local hospital where he would later be pronounced deceased. Authorities have arrested Andrea Burks, 40 years old, of Longview, and she has been charged with assault, family violence, and strangulation, and they also added a capital murder charge. So again, is she a mother or a monster? I think that was answered in the story itself. If you don't protect your child, who will? If you don't protect your child, who will? Ms. Carver, good evening to you. Thanks for being with us this evening. So another child has been killed, an infant, strangulation. Any excuse that we continue to let women give just for the sake of a lighter sentence is an inexcusable excuse. Sometimes you got to scare somebody's ass not to even think about committing a crime. Every day, it's a different story to be shared with you all. Tomorrow night, we do a special show for a little girl from out of Houston, Texas. Her name is Malia Lynn Davis. This time last year, this time last year, April 29th, 2019, I don't know where she was, but I'm positive that on this day last year, around about the same time, Malia Lynn Davis was alive. She was alive. Tennessee, good evening. Thank you for tuning in. She was alive. But on April 30th, I think it was 7:54 a.m., it would be our first glimpse at 4-year-old Malia Davis walking in grass, following behind her mother's boyfriend, Darion Vance. Behind that door, we know for a fact. Behind that door, we know for a fact that Malia spent many of those days behind that door, being neglected, abused, and tortured. But little did Malia know the last time that when she was going into the apartment then, that day, that she would never come out alive again. Malia Davis seen in a grass field going to the apartment where she lived with her mother and her stepfather. That was the last time Malia Davis would be seen alive. We have many pictures of Malia Davis. I mean, many. But there is one picture that I don't like looking at. It's the hardest picture for me to look at. And that's the picture of Malia following behind Darion Vance, going to the death chamber. Good evening, Karen Porter. Thank you. Malia Davis' story has become quiet, but not just any quiet. It's like an eerie quietness. Nobody wants to talk about it. Many want you to forget about it. Go on with life. It's over. Stop talking about it. Some have. Some won't. I'm one of the ones that were not. The promise I made to Malia Lynn Davis was made to Malia Lynn Davis, not her family, not nobody else on planet Earth. And that promise was simple. As long as I live, Malia, your story will never die. And I will work until my dying day to get those responsible for your tortured life and your death to stand inside of a courtroom as defendants. And I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm keeping my promise. I'm always going to bring Malia up. I'm always going to share pictures of Malia. And there's not anything that anyone on planet Earth can do to stop me. If it bothers you when I talk about Malia, there's an app for that. We can fix this. We can fix this right now. Stay off of my page. Stay off of my YouTube channel. If I'm coming to speak somewhere, don't come. See? And we're done. And we're done. Threatening me to keep Malia Davis' name out of my mouth, well, that's fucking super stupid. If I had thought about doing that, when you posted that, that energizes me. That's what it does. Again, the promise was made to Malia Lynn Davis, nobody else. So we're through with that. The United States has surpassed 1 million people infected with the coronavirus. Linda Duncan says that little girl didn't have a chance because of her mother didn't love her because she was jealous of that child. That's why she's going straight to hell. I agree. She didn't stand a chance. Mother did not stand a chance. Over 1 million infections of the coronavirus in the United States. Today, a few minutes ago, we clocked over 60,000 deaths in the United States related to the coronavirus case. Bronze 813, I totally agree. Good evening. Welcome. Um, and a lot of things are going on. A lot of things are changing. Governors are easing up on some of their restrictions. Trump said a little while ago that we must get back to work. So in a few days, everything should be back to normal. When the federal guidelines expire within a few days, Trump says, I'm not going to extend them. I'm not going to extend them. There is an increase in infections in the United States. There is an increase of deaths in the United States related to the coronavirus pandemic. That's why I find it very troubling that any governor, any politician, or anyone would want to sit and strategize how to fastly open back up. It's not over. You're going to make a bad situation a terrible situation because round two is on the way. It's on the way. There's nothing that you or I or anyone on planet Earth can do to stop it. Trump and his people have also ordered scientists to come up with a vaccine in an expeditiously way. We need it now, now, now. When it comes to a vaccine, to this super stupid, existing just to be existing, trifling son of a bitch, if you would listen, you might learn something. Sometimes it takes years and years and years to come up with a vaccine that's going to help. We cannot microwave a fix to the coronavirus. We can't. You cannot demand scientists come up with something like this to support your own fucking hidden agenda. You rush scientists, and you're going to have all of us walking around here like fucking zombies. I argued briefly with a lady on Facebook today. Put out a post about Trump and that. Her exact words to me was, oh, get over your hate for Trump. You don't like him because he's white. what she said. Now, once she said that pissed me off. Because here's what we're missing. Here's what we're missing. I don't give a fuck if it was President Barack Hussein Obama in office right now, doing the exact shenanigans that Trump and his people are doing. The same shit that I'm saying about Donald Trump, I would say the same shit about Barack Hussein Obama. It's not about fucking color. It's not about your political beliefs. It's not about what fucking tribe you from. This shit is about human life, motherfuckers. So you racist ass, super stupid white people, listen to me. You cannot be satisfied with the bitch that sit in the White House right now, unless you be equal to him. Quit trying to play the race card, your damn selves. It has nothing to do with it. He is incompetent. Incompetent. The same shit I said 2 weeks ago, Trump just did today. They playing with numbers. Boy, everything's dropping now. Deaths are decreasing and stuff, and everything's going down real, real low. I think 3 weeks that we'll be fine and everything. It's just like, it's going to be over with. Right? So we got to get Trump. I'm holding Trump. So we got to get back to work. And we're going to get back to work if we have a vaccine or if we do not have a vaccine. Now you show me where you can pull God and love out of that motherfucking statement for the people. Show me where you see it at. With or without a vaccine, we got to get back to work. So what is he telling you? To all you motherfuckers, and some of you black ones did it too, that support that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about you. Fuck you. I'm Trump. Your life don't matter to me. Trump has a battlefield going on in his fucking mind. He's mentally disturbed. In other words, he's a certified nut in all goddamn 50 states. First, he tell you to shoot yourself up, inject yourself with disinfectant. Now you got two dumbass, super stupid guys in Georgia. Y'all saw the story. Y'all saw the story. You have a man in the White House that is unstable in all his fucking ways. And that same individual has nuclear codes in the palm of his motherfucking hand. We all should be troubled by that. When he says with or without a vaccine, we must move forward. How did you take it? How did he take it? Maybe I just see it this way. I see it as Trump saying, fuck you, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do the fuck I have to do. It's about money. We'll save the economy and we'll deal with the deaths later. Trump's son-in-law, in his own way, echoed what Trump said. Everything is wonderful. We got everything under control, and let me get him right. I want to get the son of a bitch right. He said, by July, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, says the country will be really ready again by July. He said, we're going to be ready again. Everything's fine. So now we know that in July, let's say July 1st, everything is going to be fine. Things are going to be back to normal. Things are going to be back to normal. Well, how do you convince me that things are going to be back to normal if you know within your mind and heart that they won't? Well, you begin to play with numbers. You begin to come out with statistics that can't nobody verify on planet Earth. I'm doing this so you won't attack me so much, because I'm telling you the infection rates are dropping and the death rates are dropping. So now we can ease this thing back in its fullness. I'm selling you a fucking dream. Why else do you think Trump don't want experts, doctors who have studied infectious diseases all their lives? Why do you think Trump must get rid of all of them? Simple. They're going to tell the truth. They're going to tell the truth. And he can't have that. He cannot have that. I need somebody that's going to roll with me. I need a ride or die bitch. That's what Trump is looking for. Tell them what they want to hear. Automotive industry, they're struggling. Airline industry, they're struggling. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It never fails. Companies in the United States are always put above human beings in the United States. Always. We got to bail them out. When are you going to bail out human beings? And some of these human beings put your super stupid ass in that chair. But once you get there, you don't give a fuck. You said what needed to be said to get into that position, and you're there now. You do not have a genuine concern for the people. You have a hidden agenda. So again, this thing is not about Republicans, Democrats, your political beliefs, religion, your sexual preferences. It's about human lives. It's about having a jackass in the White House. And he don't give a damn about what's going on with you and your family. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not about Trump being white. It's not. You may not believe that, but that's the truth. It's just not. It's about human lives. People are dying every day. A nursing home, I think 60 or 70 people died from that nursing home. All deaths were related to the coronavirus. All deaths were related to the coronavirus. So how can you think about easing up restrictions? How can you think about easing up restrictions? How? Nothing is changing. It's getting worse. And some of what I'm going to tell you now, you may not believe it. But the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. Mr. Chapman, good evening to you. Thanks for tuning in. You remember how things were this time last year? That's over with. That's over with. Life as you remember it, as it once was, will be no more. You are now in the midst of new world order. You can't see it, but it's there. And this plan, the powers that be, have been somewhat quietly executing this for centuries ago. And everything, believe it or not, is happening exactly the way it is supposed to happen. Nothing is out of order, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. Everything is happening the way it was designed to happen. The United States death toll has surpassed the Vietnam War. And that right there, that says a lot. That says a lot. And it's not getting any better. You will have to wear a mask the rest of your life. I'll say it again. You will have to wear a mask the rest of your life. Now, watch this. I need to control you. I need to control you. Erica, thanks. I appreciate you. I need to control you. I have to control you. I have to get you under my spell. But it's just not easy to walk up and say, you come with me. Because I need you to do something for me. And being footloose and fancy free, you won't do it. I must slow you down. I must put you under my command. So how do we do that? We create an event, catastrophic, whatever the case may be. Well, and this event will kill millions of people in the United States. Okay. If it does that, then the plan is going as planned. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing. I must control you. I'm about to tell you where you can go, where you cannot go, what you can eat, what you cannot eat. I'm going to put the United States on lockdown. And in putting the United States on lockdown, you must abide by me, the government. You must abide by me. But it's not enough to just lock states down and lock cities down. We have to lock neighborhoods down. You can't go out. The pandemic is here. How am I going to get food? We'll have your food delivered. Grubhub. Watch it. So, that's when you come out. You're going to have National Guards. Probably think I'm crazy tonight, but if I tell you it's Easter, dye your eggs. You're going to have National Guards walking your neighborhood in riot gear, and you can't come out unless they tell you. It's called New World Order. And it's not anything that you can do about it. You either abide or suffer the consequences. And the consequences could be terrible, especially death. Especially death. Every other day, there's something new coming out about the coronavirus that we didn't know the day before. Now we know it can cause instant stroke, blood clot. A scientist even said the other day, the numbers are wrong. And I've been saying that for the longest. He says thousands and thousands of people have already died with this virus before we knew what was going on. And he was just being honest. The truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. This is the new norm. There is no, I'm going back. No, you're not. This is it. This is it. This is it. Somebody's got music playing and I can hear it. And it needs to go down now. your your kids are under attack when they go back to school. Some of your children are going to go back to school and you'll never see them again. They're going to tell you the temperature was high. The temperature was high. So we had to take the child to the hospital. But don't worry, we're doing all we can. How do you know they're telling the truth? You don't. They showed on CBS this morning about a uniform, an outfit that certain individuals are going to be wearing soon. Sound like some Star Wars shit. They walk all over. They're checking your temperature as you pass them. If it's too high, pull you over, take you where they take you. The only way to get the public to believe this and accept this is to have an event to where millions of people will be affected. And now you have to let me take care of you. You have to. There's nothing else out there for you. I'm going to tell you what to do and when to do it. You're going to take the chip. You're going to take the chip. You're going to take the chip. If you don't let them put the chip in you, then you'll be executed. It's scary. But it's going to happen. It's New World Order. One world government, one currency for the whole wide world. You better get ready to adapt. One of the main problems is trying to unteach somebody what they have been taught, to try and wake them up before it's too late. It's an awakening time. Someone, Shannon Lewis, says Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci needs to be arrested by the feds. This game, and that's what it is, have many players in it. Many players in it. This is nothing new. Trump knew this was coming. They all knew this was coming. But who will be the most easiest to control? Who will be the most easiest to control? Black people. And some white people. Here's why. We rely on the government entirely too much to do things for us. That in actuality, if we get up off our ass, we can do them for ourselves. If a man meets a girl, a woman in a nightclub, she has on a blonde wig, and he's turned on by that and other features as well. So they hit it off. They move in together. Been together 3 months now. Well, one day LaQuisha wakes up and she's taking out the fake shit. And what you doing? I'm trying to take this off. I'm tired of it. No. I like that. Well, I'm tired of it. I don't give a fuck. But I pay the bills. You don't have a job. I'm running this shit. You do the fuck I tell you to do. And if you have nowhere to go, or you might be embarrassed, or you're just scared, then you fall in line. Because I pay your bills. And if I leave you, you cannot make it. Mind you, now you was making it before you met him. But he done brainwashed your ass, so you don't think you can do a goddamn thing. And if you sit on your ass long enough, then you're right. All I'm saying is that a lot of us have given the government permission to handicap us. And we don't do anything to make things better for ourselves. A lot of people, especially blacks, don't find a whole lot wrong right now. And it's easy to understand. Most blacks have been down for so long to being down just don't bother them anymore. This is how it was, this is how it is, and this is how it will be. And you said that because you brainwashed. You said it because your mama told you that. You said it because your daddy told you that. Your mama lied and your daddy lied. Yeah, I said it. Your mama and your daddy lied to you, and you believe that shit. But watch this. They didn't intentionally lie. We learn in error and we teach in error. And that's what they did. No one wants to pick up the book to read for themselves. So it becomes a generational curse. It's passed on to each one. They're going to do what they want to do anyway, so I ain't going to do nothing. So you sit there and you wait on the food stamps. You sit there and you wait on the check to come. You're in housing, so you're good. They want to make sure that you can live a productive life, just like other people, have the finer things in life. Because, there's other sides of the town than the ghetto. Well, if that be the case, when you put up housing and apartments, that accept vouchers or whatever they're called, why are you always putting them in poor neighborhoods? If you want me to have something better in life, let me see something better. Put me out there in one of the suburbs. They're not going to do that. They have you where you need to be. They have you where you need to be. You're being controlled, and you don't even know it. But if they came and they snatched all that from you today, where would you go? What would you do? You're lost. You don't know shit. You leaned on the government entirely too damn long. The black man looked in at the black girl leaning on the government in the house. She's getting food stamps, checks for the kids. She ain't got to get up and do nothing she don't want to. He's doing something close to nothing. In the back of his mind, shit, I'm gonna win with this bitch, man. She ever sick, man. She is. I'm running about $20 a month. Shit, I can take care of that myself. And that's what happens. And so then you become handicapped. And if there was any fight in you, if you sit on your ass for too long, the fight gone. The fight's gone. I can control you better when you don't have shit. And I know you'll be holding to me. There's a phone coming out. We're talking about it all week on a lot of networks. And it knows everything about you. It is designed to help you live, is what they're putting it. Every time you pass by someone, it takes their temperature, tells you who they are. Takes your temperature. Tells you when you need to sit down and rest. This is a form of social control. Think about it this way. ADT security system. I don't care where you at. You can look on your phone, laptop, desktop, or whatever, and look and see what's going on inside of your house. And you could be over in the next country. But think about it. If you can do that, don't you think somebody else is looking at you too and you don't know it? It's simple. We got to uproot the lies and get to the truth. It's an awakening season, people. This shit is about to get bad. It's about to get bad. And there's nobody to run to. When you're in a 911 situation, there is nobody to run to because anybody you run to is me. It's me. There's no way on God's green earth that we can sit here and say everything is fine. Let's get back to business as usual. It's just not going to happen that way. But if you would listen, you would start weaning yourself off of the system. If you would listen. Come from up under the umbrella of the government. Say it all the time. Too Short said it best. Instead of waiting on the government, we better help ourselves. Erica says, ain't nowhere to run. It's not. This is my land. You will do what I tell you to do. We will experiment on you and say you just died of the coronavirus. But we really was just experimenting. When you don't know this virus, every day you're learning something new. Every day you're telling us that you don't fully understand the virus. So if you don't fully understand the virus, and somebody can tell me if I'm right or wrong, I won't get mad if you agree or you disagree. If you don't fully understand the virus, and every day you're learning something new, and every day there's a new symptom that you didn't know about the day before. Now, with that being said, since you know this, do you think anyone should be considering opening up 100% right now? And you don't know the virus. You don't know which way it's going. But you do know it's inevitable. It's going to come. It's not if it's going to come. It's going to come. So if you don't fully understand it, how can you think about easing restrictions? Well, it's easy. When you're money hungry and you put money before people, and they send you $2,000 a month, you gonna think that's heaven on earth. That's chump change. That's chump change. New world order is in full effect. You haven't seen the worst yet. Dr. Fauci even said that. But Trump and others refuse to listen. They know the truth. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Anytime you get this super stupid son of a bitch to come before the cameras and suggest you injecting yourself with disinfectant, I think that's just like assisted suicide. That's the way I see it. Assisted suicide. And Trump, every time someone dies from drinking bleach or any disinfectant, and every time someone from the coronavirus, I think Trump's name should be on their death certificate because they knew about this and they chose to do nothing. And right now, today, Trump and his people are still doing absolutely nothing. They are ignoring all of the warning signs that this shit is getting worse overnight. But for the almighty dollar, we got to open back up. And you tell me where there is a genuine concern for mankind. Again, stop playing the race card. Don't have a damn thing to do with race. It doesn't. It doesn't. I know if you're a convicted felon, sometimes it's difficult to find employment because that strike is on your back. Every time you get to one door, it closes. Another one, it closes. Another one, it closes. Well, there's an easy fix for that. It may not happen overnight, but here's the fix. Since you can't get employed because of your background, thank you, Hot Pink. If you can't get employed because of your background, and I say this often, here's what you do. Create your own magic. Create your own magic. Find something that you're good at and invest in that and begin to do your own damn thing. Open up your own door. So why am I saying all this here? Because I'm trying to tell you that the government is controlling you a little too much. And people that are easy to please are oftentimes easy to fool. when you're up under my roof and I'm paying the bills. As the blues was said, I pay the motherfucking cost to be the goddamn motherfucking boss. You do what I said. You don't have no voice in here. Your emotions don't mean shit to me. To me, you are an inanimate object, void of understanding, any feelings. I don't give a fuck. I run this shit. I run this shit. I run this shit. You got one man has monopolized the whole game. Facebook. He has too much control over us. Facial recognition. They're selling your information to companies. There is a bigger picture here, people. I pay more attention to what a person don't say opposed to what they're saying. You got to learn to read between the lies. The system has us fighting against one another. And it shouldn't be that way. But it was designed that way as far back as Willie Lynch. On the banks of the Virginian colony, he said, I came in and I saw your slaves hanging up on poles throughout the city. And I smelled them. He said, but you're killing valuable livestock. You don't kill them. You invest in them. You put them at war with one another. Fat against skinny, dark against light. And in doing so, you make them trust solely in the white man. And to this day, that is still happening. To this day, that's still happening. But we can't see it. We cannot see it. We're too busy being entertained with the little gadgets that we're buying to see what the government is really doing. When you're not up under somebody's umbrella and you can do for your own, that's a wonderful feeling. But when you're up under the umbrella, when you're in a controlled environment, you can't do nothing but what they tell you to do. I might be dead and gone, but I promise you, it's going to get worse. You think you're being controlled now. Wait till you look out your window and see what's going on in your neighborhood. Tawana Campbell says, I was watching CNN when Trump said about injecting disinfectants combat the coronavirus. Now that was crazy as hell. I'm watching the live piece too, and even coming from him, I just fucking couldn't believe he said it. I just couldn't believe. I laughed. I'm like, this dude is serious. He's serious. The man is a threat to the whole wide world. Had this been President Barack Hussein Obama doing just half of what this jackass is doing, they would have popped up with so many goddamn fucking laws and new constitution. He has to go today at noon. But Trump's still there. And he lies to you. And you're supposed to respect him and vote for him in the 2020 election. Well, since y'all brought up voting, let's talk about voting. You ain't gonna like this. You won't agree. Not many people will. It's just the way I see it. I used to encourage people to vote. I did. I used to encourage people to vote. But now, I encourage people not to vote. Oh, what? I have to vote. Your vote is going to be heard. Yeah, right. Listen, vote. It's a waste of fucking time. This guy said, you can't vote no more. Don't vote. I ain't going to his show no more. Oh, yes, the devil. No, this is the gospel. Let me tell you something. Two examples I like to use. You should know for a fact that You did that in the last election in the state of Georgia and the state of Florida. Your vote don't mean a goddamn thing. You wasting fucking time. If you done went out there in the cold and rain and voted and they took your shit and said, fuck that. Never saw it. You wasting your time. It's a game. Your vote don't mean shit. But yet, you get up and go out there. If you don't vote, don't complain. You gotta say something. Let your voice be heard. So no, I don't like either candidate. Well, just vote for the lesser evil. Okay, do what? I don't like either candidate, and you tell me to vote for the lesser evil? You tell me where the goddamn knowledge in that motherfucker is at. You want me to help put some son of a bitch in office that you like. And if I don't vote for either one, if shit get bad, I can't send that bull fucking goddamn shit. My voice is being heard. When I don't vote for either candidate, I just spoke loud. Loud and clear. I don't give a damn about neither one of them motherfuckers. Because they don't give a fuck about me. My voice was heard. Don't let them folks keep giving y'all that fucking goddamn bullshit. You let your voice be heard. You gotta be heard. If you don't say shit because you don't like either candidate, you just spoke loud and clear. Someone, I think it was Pat Polo said, you still get evil. You still get evil. Tracy Taylor, good evening to you. That's true. You're wasting your time voting, especially when you have crooks in office. It's hard to be the man at his own game. Your vote don't mean shit. Your vote don't mean shit. Get your act together. Quit acting like you don't fucking know. Get rid of the slave mentality. All you're gonna do is want to do anyway and stuff, you know. You gotta have some get up and go about yourself. You have to. Food stamps, if you're going through, then that's fine. But they were not intended for you to make it out to be a goddamn motherfucking career. So, Winfrey says Jehovah's Witnesses don't vote. So I didn't know that. So they smart. The more control you give me, the more control I have over you. And the more control you give me, the more handicapped your ass become. The more handicapped your ass become. And then I tell you what to do. But by the time some of you wake up, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. This is the new norm. With the little shit that they're telling you freaks you out and makes you panic. Imagine the shit that they know but haven't told you. It's time to get up and wake up and see what's going on, people. And she was making okay money. It wasn't good money, but it was okay. And we spoke about it today, and she said, basically, she was one of the lowest paid employees there. And so one day she got an awakening, and she went from being the scrub tech to a nurse because she saw herself in a better light. Anyone else to see you in a better and a different light, then you must first see yourself in a better and different light first. So she just didn't get there and said, that's my point. She elevated herself to the next level. She didn't wait on them to promote her somewhere. She started studying and she got a degree. Stop living for the moment. White people plan for 10, 15, 20 years down the line with their children in mind. A lot of us blacks, we live for the fucking moment. And I know I said this a while back. I know it's difficult to save sometimes if you don't have shit to save. But you have to learn to balance the books and omit your wants and take care of your needs. If you can pay the cell phone company, surely your ass can pay a company so you can be taken care of when it's time to bury your ass. I think it's so embarrassing when you have to get on Facebook and put up a GoFundMe page just to lay somebody to rest. I think that's just embarrassing. You got to get up off your ass and get some fucking insurance. That's just simple. But you don't want to hear that shit. Man, I can't do that. You can pay that goddamn phone. You pay Metro, didn't you? Hell is about to break loose. And those who will be affected the hardest are those who don't do a goddamn thing, but sit on their ass from the rising of the sun until the going down of the same. Get up, get out, and create your own magic. When shit got extremely bad for me, when I got out of prison, like the shit I'm qualified for, I can't do. It pops up. It pops up. So I can either start committing crimes, go back to prison, and stay there till I die, or I can open up my own goddamn door for me and my family. And that's what this black boy did. He started doing his own thing. I don't need you to open the door for me. I can make my own goddamn door. Think about what you're good at and work on that. And don't just think about yourself. You have to think about your family. You haven't seen death yet in the United States. You haven't seen it. The streets will be covered with blood. With blood. And if you're nobody to some, they don't give a fuck. They're trying to execute a plan. Now, you can sit here and talk about it all goddamn day long, but what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna keep abiding by them, or you gonna do your own damn thing? Get up, get out, get your shit together. Stop being lazy. Stop believing everything the media tell you. Investigate, research. If you have to go to the doctor, coronavirus, they're giving you some medicine or a shot, then what's really going on with you? Don't let them experiment on you. This is not the time to ease restrictions. And we're in the midst of a global pandemic. Trump's wife? That ugly, whatever, you think it was his wife, went somewhere the other day. I think she went to a hospital somewhere, nursing home, I think. And she bought gifts. Well, I put my comment in there and said, they don't need no motherfucking goddamn gifts. They need ventilators. Cynthia laughing. She made me laugh. They don't need no fucking goddamn gifts. They need ventilators. Cynthia messed me up because she laughed. But that's what they need. Fuck a goddamn gift. The goddamn gift gonna be sitting on the goddamn stand while they got fucking dying. Get your house in order. Good evening, Spitfire. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna come back tomorrow night, and we're gonna share with you the story of Malia Lynn Davis. I don't know what it was about Malia, because kids go missing every day, kids are tortured every day, bruised every day, kids are killed every day, but it was something about the little 4-year-old girl from Houston. Talk about Malia this day. Tomorrow it will be 1 year when we first heard her name and she was last seen alive. I made a promise to Malia. As long as I live, that her story will never die. And I will work diligently to put all those behind bars that tortured her and had any involvement in her death. I don't care where I go, who I'm with. When I bring up Malia Davis, everybody listens. Everybody's still pissed. You read some of the comments when it comes to Malia Davis on this page and our Facebook page. They still frustrated. One lady posted today. She said, "Mr. Scott, I was just thinking about this baby. Malia Davis did not feel love until the world heard her name. When you and I heard her name, that's when a blanket of love wrapped around 4-year-old Malia Lynn Davis." If anything, she talks always. I am over my time. You probably saying it wasn't one of those boom, boom, boom shows. We have time for those, and then we don't. This is a very, very, very serious, serious issue because we're dying, and soon somebody you know will be infected with the coronavirus, and somebody you know will die from the coronavirus. The White House is lying every time they come to the mics. A girl went to prison for assisting her friend in a suicide. I think this was some years ago. He called, told him he wanted to kill himself, and she told him to do it. I think Trump should have that same goddamn charge placed on him when people start to inject and disinfectant in their ass. He coronavirus because Trump knew. If President Obama knew in 2014, I know this goddamn rabbit-head son of a bitch knew last year. He did. But they chose to keep quiet and do absolutely nothing. The same that they're doing now. Tomorrow, if you can, at 7:54 a.m., put a picture up of Malia Lynn Davis or say something about her on your page. That was around the last time she was seen on surveillance video alive. We love you big time. I thank you, Winfrey, for the compliment. Love you big time. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Pay attention to what's going on. All right, I love you. Y'all have a good night. Spitting Fire and Hot Pink. Y'all kept law and order. Don't be late tomorrow. You know they're gonna be here. We're gonna have dignitaries here tomorrow night. Y'all come now.